Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show from the ABV Barrel Shop where Darren and I are sitting at the tasting bar getting ready to try something new from an old friend. My name is Steve Akeley. I'm joined by Darren McCroy. What's up, Darren?
Nothing. What's up with you, Steve?
Not much, man. So we've got something here called Caleb's Crossing, and this is a brand that was started by David Jennings, if you don't recognize that name. A lot of people know him online as Rare Bird 101, the guy who's a wild turkey super fan. He's written books about them and stuff like that. So, you know, really, and I've known him for as long as I've been on social media. I haven't been a social media guy for anything other than the last decade. It seems like I've known him pretty early on, so
Nice.
known him for a long time. And, I'm excited about the fact he's got this new brand. I didn't know it was in the works or anything like that. I don't follow his stuff close enough to know that. But when I saw this out there, I was like, I got to try this, and it might be something that we get to carry here. So a lot of that's going to depend on how this goes today.
Nice.
Right, because we only carry the good stuff, so we'll talk about the product itself, what's in this release that we've got, and then we'll make a decision. Is this something that sounds right for the ABV Barrel Shop? We'll get to that after the break. And after UPS comes in. So we'll have to take a quick break to allow UPS to come in, and then we'll get back to the show. All right, that was the best type of delivery. That was a whiskey delivery from my buddy Turner Wathen. Another product that we're looking at. I don't know, maybe it's another show. We'll have to check that one out too. So, pretty excited about that. So we've got a lot of stuff going on here, Darren.
It's been a real busy morning, honestly.
Right, yeah, it has. It's crazy. So I thought it'd be quiet. We just do all this stuff I've got piled up to do, but it's been fairly busy. So interesting. But what I was going to talk about in terms of small talk, that because David Jennings is such a big-time wild turkey fan, there's been big wild turkey news recently. Jimmy Russell just celebrated his 71st anniversary, not of living, of working at Wild Turkey.
That is insane.
71 years. It is incredible, right?
Yeah. And it doesn't sound like he's slowing down. I think he's going to keep being there as much as he can.
He's still signing. He loves interacting with fans. He loves, having whiskey conversations. And that's the cool thing. Certainly he's slowed down from, not as mobile as he once was, but, that's going to happen to all of us. Jimmy's in his 90s now.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's
sake. If we're as mobile as he is, I'm actually going to say that's a win.
Right. He's still got a full-time job, and he's in his 90s. So, that's a testament to bourbon itself, I think. It's really kept him together. So I'm just excited. I think there's something right in the world, as long as Jimmy Russell is around. I really feel that way. He is a tie to old-time whiskey. We talk about all these master distillers that seem larger than life to us, but also seem like they're generation or two removed from us.
Yep.
Booker No, he certainly was making whiskey when I was drinking whiskey, but I wasn't into it like I am now. I didn't know the name Booker No or anything like that when I was in college and drinking Jim Beam, even though he was the distiller at the time. I had no idea. But as we get into this stuff, and now we start going back and we talk about the Booker No's or the Elmer T. Lees or you name it. I mean, Gary Gayhart. There's all these big names that go in there, and a tie to people like that often many of them are forgotten, like a Gary Gayhart who was between Elmer T. Lee and Harlan Wheatley, master distiller for Buffalo Trace. I mean, that's a big job.
Yep.
Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Famer, largely forgotten, but a guy like Jimmy Russell is a tie to all of them. He's a tie to past, present, and the future, really, and he's one of a kind. There's no one else in the industry, that's very similar to Jimmy Russell. He's one of one. So yeah,
very much so. I have gotten to meet him once, but my favorite thing about Jimmy Russell is anytime that he's been on a podcast. I listen to your podcast with him. Mm-hmm. I think I listen to it twice a year usually. Just go back and listen to the old Bourbon show one. But it's his stories about how he interacted with everyone else in the industry, right?
Yeah, I love
and
that
there's
stuff.
Still some of that camaraderie going on between certain distilleries, but there's definitely some distilleries that do not hang out together hardly at all.
I think that's missing from the old days. Again, we have to learn from who's done this before us. And in the old days, they would have fishing trips where all the master distillers from literally every distillery, God knows what would have happened if they'd have been out on a boat and the lightning strikes. And all of them. I don't know where the bourbon industry would be.
It would be dead. It actually is what it would be.
So probably the accountants and lawyers stop that kind of stuff. But, I feel like that's a better bourbon industry. One that is just, they're not only workers and competitors, but you know what? Behind the scenes, they're also friends. And I think that's a good thing.
And could you imagine the whiskey that was shared on these fishing trips? It had to be stuff that was mind blowing.
Yeah, they're not gonna stop by the local liquor store on the way into the boat. They're gonna bring their best stuff from the distillery behind the scenes. Oh, to be on something like that, could you imagine?
I don't even need to be a person. I just need to be the boat. I need to be a fly on the wall, right? Yeah. I would lose it.
All right, who would be good? Because, see, if I would go, so say we could go back in time and we could go to that time, who would be a good person to take and who would be the worst person to take? I think the worst person to take would be easy for me, Chris Schott. I mean, I'd have all these guys, talking and all this bourbon knowledge. I just want to hear that. I wouldn't say a word because I would just want to learn from those guys. Schott would be talking about himself.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to take somebody else. I think anyone else.
No, you had to. You had to take.
Oh, no, okay.
Schott would be the worst.
It wouldn't pay for his bar tab either.
Oh, right, exactly. It ends up stealing from the guys. They'll be like, "Where's that stuff I bought from the distillery?" They check Schott's bag. There it all is. So yeah, he'd be the worst.
I think the one I would most enjoy going with, because I think he would be geeking out just as much as I would be Royce.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Royce, and, first off, we're going to have a good time. Yes. Second off, I think he'd be just the same level of geekiness. I think that is a good choice.
He would be. Royce, and rightfully so, he's the guy in charge of everything at his distillery. And you certainly can get a big head from doing something like that. But, you take him out of that element where he's used to being in charge, he's in charge of the team and running the show and all that. You take him out of that thing, he's a 13-year-old kid when all those guys are fishing.
Oh, yeah.
He's just taking it all in, just with the wonderment of a child. That's the way I would be. I'd be the wonderment of a child, being able to just hang out with that crew, let them talk, and enjoy the conversations. I'd want to be as quiet as possible unless they ask me something.
Yep.
I would not interfere with any of that stuff. So
just
Royce would be the ultimate person to take. The worst person to take would be Schott. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
Imagine,
I can't argue with that point. That's why I want the best.
Bourbon stuff, and he's talking about this factory he toured one time, and
trying to figure out how he knows Booker's second cousin.
Yeah. So you've been into Missouri. What road did you ride? Were you on Broadway? Right down there by that. Tell them all the shit that they don't care about. You have literally no interest in the conversation he's trying to force on you. But that's just how he is.
Yeah,
so it's charming. But
it works out great for him. Everyone loves Schott.
For some reason, it works out for him.
Yeah. I think if I did that, it wouldn't work out for me.
No, definitely not me either. But so that's fun. But hats off to Jimmy Russell, 71 years and counting. He just keeps going. I didn't know you met Jimmy. So what was that? Did you just get something signed?
I got something signed. I was the last person that he signed for the day. So I didn't take up much of his time. I didn't even ask him a question. It was earlier this year. It wasn't that long
when did you get signed?
I got a bottle of 101.
Yeah, I think that's the...
that's what you need, right? That is what you absolutely need.
A bottle of 101, I think, is a perfect thing to get Jimmy signed to, because they weren't making 101 when he started there. That was during his watch that 101 got developed. So,
which is crazy.
Right, yeah.
Like, one of the best-selling $30 bourbons right now is Wild Turkey 101. Yeah. And it was started by a guy who's still in the industry.
Yes.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, you think about Wild Turkey, and that my great-grandfather, who I barely knew, he would drink Wild Turkey. So he was drinking the stuff that Jimmy Russell made years and years ago. This is 2 generations before me. It's crazy to think about. It's just amazing. Yeah. So cool stuff. All right, what we'll do next, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to try this Caleb's Crossing. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
My name is Ryan Thompson. I'm a billionaire who buys stupid scotch, and you are listening to the Bourbon Daily.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Steve and Darren. We're here at the ABV Barrel Shop. We're getting ready to try for the first time ever, live on the air here with you, though the show's not live, but we're tasting it live. We haven't pre-gamed or anything like that. Caleb's Crossing. So what do we know about this? We did get a little spec sheet, so what are some of the things you can pull off there that the listeners might be interested in?
So this is a blend of a bourbon and rye whiskey, brew rye, whatever you want to call it. It is a blend of bourbon and rye, though. It is a 7-year-old Kentucky bourbon with a mash bill of 70 corn, 21 rye, 9% malted barley, and then a 12-year-old Indiana 95.5 rye.
Okay.
So we have a pretty good guess of where that's from.
Well, yeah.
And it got me excited because I think if you're sourcing whiskey and you're getting good stuff from MGP, you are automatically starting off on the right foot, right? You have to do something to this whiskey to make it not taste good, in my opinion. So... Yes. And it's oftentimes you don't see that happening. So, and then it's 7 years and 10 months for the bourbon, 12 years and 3 months for the rye. actually a really pretty big release, especially talking with that high of age statements on both. 683 bottles.
Okay.
Non-chill filter, no additives, and it just came out this month in September, and it is selling for a retail price of $121.99.
Okay. That's an interesting retail, right?
The label is like classic, old-timey label. It even has a guy on a wagon, and it has what looks like a copper coin hanging down with CC for Caleb's Crossing. I don't know. I really like the label.
The label, yeah, the label looks good for sure. So, yeah, and $120. You know what? For a small brand, that's good. This is going to be small. And again, that's a decent size allotment of 600 bottles plus. But again, this is their whole business right now.
Yeah.
Just doing single releases one after another. And this is exciting for them. So let's give this thing a taste and see where we're at, Darren. Let's see what we think.
Oh, that nose is lovely.
Oh, it is. It really is.
Sweet, caramely.
Pancakey, maybe.
Yeah.
It is good. All right, let's try it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's easy drinking for 121 proof.
It is. Yeah, that is nice.
That's definitely one that you have to watch yourself sitting out on the porch with.
Right, yeah, absolutely, man. So that's really good stuff. Pretty exciting to think about what he's got going on here. Yeah. So I like it. I'll see if we can get some of this in the shop here. But,
that is real good stuff. That is easy drinking, full of flavor too. You get some of that bourbon elements, the sweetness, and then you get that rye coming in on the back end. It is gorgeous whiskey. It
definitely is. So this would be one that you'd be proud to have on your bar, to share with friends. They probably haven't tried it. Again, it's kind of like a micro brand, really. And it's exciting to see someone being able to do something like this themselves. And we wish him certainly the best of luck. And hopefully down the road, maybe there'll be even a wild turkey release, right?
Yeah. If anyone can do it, it's probably
It seems like him. It seems like he'd have the connection. So
yeah.
We'll see. But this one's great. Check out Caleb's Crossing, and hopefully you'll be finding it here soon at the ABV Barrel Shop. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check that one out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us. The ABV Barrel Shop. We've always got new whiskey coming in. We just got one dropped in today. We've got these 2 samples of a couple things that may be coming here. There's always just cool, fun stuff going on. Besides our events, like tonight we've got a big barrel release party. This is an entertainment stop for you. So be sure to check us out. We are a destination location for sure. We're at abvbarrelshop.com online. Of course, you want to get involved in the show, you can do that over at patreon.com/the ABV Network. And finally, give us a 5-star review with comments wherever you found this podcast. That would help new people find us, and that's pretty important. That's it for today. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.